Lynn Pike has been sober for almost 2 years, but it hasn't been an easy road for her.
What was the trigger to your alcohol addiction?
I didn't know that I would have a problem with drinking, or I never would have started. And I had to take care of the company, the family, and the broken partnership. So during that time, I think it was something that I used to cope. Before long, I couldn't do without drinking.
What's problem drinking? I mean, the simplest definition that we use is that when you no longer control the alcohol controls you.
Rick Cernick is a professor of social work and has been treating alcoholics for over 25 years.
So tolerance is, you need to drink more and more to get the same effect. Obviously, withdrawal is that your hangover, you're having 6 and 7 and your hangover is lasting half an hour instead of half a day. Again, your body's getting used to processing it and you're needing more and more.
What specific incidences led to your thinking, I need help?
One of the kind of turning points for me was I went on a trip to Florida with 4 of my girlfriends. I said, let's go out, and we all went out dancing, went out for dinner. And on the way home, I remember I would look down at my shoes, and that was the last point I remembered. I woke up the next day in bed with my nightgown on, not knowing how I got there. I don't have any recollection of anything that went on. I guess I called them all kinds of names and said things I would never say. And they were all shocked and so angry all week. And I didn't even know. And so that was kind of a point where I thought, maybe I need to do something about this.
How did your kids and your husband react to your addiction?
My kids didn't know how to react. They didn't know what to do. They just got very angry and very afraid. They didn't know what to think. They'd never seen anything like this before. All I cared about was my next drink. I didn't care about them anymore. I didn't care about my life. I didn't care about anything. Because when I wasn't drinking, I was feeling bad about drinking. So I would drink, and it was just a constant cycle. And I was so addicted to alcohol that it's all I wanted to do.
For a family that has one member with alcohol dependency, the average impact is on 4 to 6 others. Children whose parents have substance abuse issues often themselves will require counseling, even if they never drink alcohol themselves. The alcohol tends to be more important in the kids, and a lot of the support and nurturing that your parents are supposed to give you isn't there because the alcohol comes first.
At that point, I was so physically addicted that I had to, I would drink to fall asleep, and then I'd wake up through the night shaking and sweating from not having a drink within 4 hours, and I'd have to take a drink again. And then I'd fall back to sleep, and in the morning I'd wake up, and the first thing I had to do again to get rid of the withdrawal symptoms was to drink.
How many times did you try to overcome your addiction before it was a success?
I went to 4 different treatment centers, 4 different philosophies completely, but all the knowledge in the world wasn't enough to stop me from doing it.
Lynn's solution finally came in the form of a desperate call to a treatment center in Seattle called Sheridan, and this time it worked.
You have to want it bad enough. And that's all you need to do, is to hold on to that want and hold on to it. That's what you love more than the substance, the behavior, whatever it is you're addicted to. And that will get you through.